사랑해요. 네.
You think coffee is pizza? Oh, I don't know if I can do that. To be the hero means to do the right thing every time, or to try to do the right thing.
안녕하세요, 미셸입니다. 오늘은 좀 괜찮은 책 소개해드리려고 영상 켰어요. 제가 오늘 소개해드리는 책은 번역서가 나오기 전부터 알았던 책이에요. 아마존 들어가시면 아시겠지만 워낙 Teacher's Pick이라고 해서 많이 알려진 책이고요. 번역서로 출간이 됐다고 해서 기쁜 마음으로 소개해드려 봅니다. 이 책의 제목은 제가 DP를 해놓긴 했는데 6학년 복면 클럽이에요. 그래서 오늘 영상 통해서 이 책에 대해서 간략하게 소개해드리고 줄거리도 아주 간략하게 소개해드리면서 이 책은 어떤 친구들에게 좋은지 플러스 왜 이게 그렇게 티처스 픽인지 그거에 대해서도 한번 소개를 드려볼까 해요. 그리고 저자인 마커스 에머슨이랑 같이 인터뷰를 했어요. 네, 이게 또 책을 좋아하는 방법 중에 하나가 물론 재미나고 흥미진진한 책을 선보이는 것도 있지만 저자에 대해서 좀 더 깊게 알게 되고 또 좀 친근감이 느껴지게 되면 좀 뭔가 팬심이 생겨서 그런지 더 이 책이 유독 애정도 가고 그러잖아요. 그래서 독자인 우리나라 아이들에게도 좀 더 친근감을 가지길 바라는 마음에서 인터뷰를 진행을 했어요. 이제 이 영상 끝부분에 이제 인터뷰 내용 담아볼게요. 우선 이 저자는 한국계 미국인이에요. 한국어를 막 유창하게 잘하진 않지만 그래도 기본적인 가정에서 사용하는 그런 기본적인 단어들, 뭐 밥 먹어 이런 거는 좀 알아듣는다고 하더라고요. 굉장히 유쾌하게 허심탄회하게 인터뷰했어요. 그 영상도 끝까지 봐주시길 바라겠습니다. 다소 소심한 체이스가 전학을 가면서 사촌 조이와 함께 이제 복면 클럽을 들어가면서 이제 벌어지는 이야기예요. 여기서 이 주인공 체이스가 복면을 쓰고 나와요. 마스크인 거죠. 그러니까 예를 들어 스파이더맨에서 스파이더맨도 이제 평상시 생활할 때는 이제 복면을 안 쓰고 있다가 뭔가 이렇게 사건이 터졌을 때 히어로의 역할을 해야 될 때 이제 마스크를 쓰잖아요. 그런 컨셉으로 이제 이 체이스 친구도 자기 스스로의 정체를 숨기기 위해서 이렇게 마스크를 써요. 이 책의 제목에서는 6th grade, 그러니까 6학년이라고 되어 있긴 한데 더 아랫단계 아이들부터 읽을 수 있는 책이고요. 이 책은 또 무엇으로 유명하냐면 좀 게임 같은 거 좋아하는 친구들 있잖아요. 뭐 게임에 좀 푹 빠져 있고 책 읽기에 대해서 좀 되게 거부 아니면 책 읽기 자체를 그렇게 즐겨하지 않는 친구들, 그 친구들에게 이 책을 많이 선보이고 되게 호응이 좋았다라는 평이 많아서 그래서 또 티처스 픽으로 되게 유명하기도 하고 부모들 사이에서도 책의 재미를 못 느끼는 친구들에게 이 책을 많이 선물해 준다고 하더라고요. 그래서 이 책의 리뷰를 보면 그 많은 분들의 공통된 얘기가 책에 굉장히 흥미를 느끼고 그 다음 시리즈로 넘어가면서 스스로 책을 찾아봤다. 그래서 너무 고맙다. 이런 얘기를 굉장히 많이 해요. 우리나라도 그렇지만 미국에서도 이제 게임 때문에 되게 문제가 많나요? 네네. 각 가정에서 이제 이 게임 때문에 책은 점점 멀리하고 게임의 세계는 점점 삶을 지배하고 그래서 이것 때문에 많이 고민들을 하시는데요. 책은 좀 뭔가 이렇게 정보를 나누고 뭔가 이렇게 학식이 깊어지고 이런 식의 책도 물론 봐야겠지만 사실은 우리가 책을 읽는 이유가 즐겁자고 하는 거잖아요. 네, 즐거움을 먼저 느끼고 나서 그리고 나서 뭔가 새롭게 알아가는 즐거움도 플러스 알파가 돼야 되는데 무조건 좀 뭔가 남들이 읽었을 때 이 책에 되게 좋은 정보가 많다고 하더라. 그러면서 너도 한번 읽어봐라. 그러면서 주어도 읽으면 고맙겠지만 대부분 안 읽죠. 네네. 엄마가 이렇게 읽으라고 한 데를 읽겠어요. 그런데 이 책은 부담을 덜 느끼고 좀 쉽게 다가갈 수 있는 책이어서요. 좀 그럼에도 불구하고 아이들이 읽을 수도 있고 또 한 번 맛을 들이면 그 다음 쭉쭉 시리즈를 읽어나가는 그런 책이어서 이미 책을 좋아하는 친구들, 좀 유머러스한 책, 재밌는 책을 찾는다면 이 책 추천드리고 만약에 책에 너무 관심이 없고 좀 뭔가 다른 세계에 빠져있다 그런 친구들에겐 정말 적극적으로 추천드리는 책이에요. 작가랑 인터뷰를 해봤는데 작가 얘기는 어떻게 하면 재밌고 유쾌한 얘기를 담으면서 교훈적인 얘기도 잘 녹일 수 있는가 이것을 굉장히 많이 고민을 하고 집필을 했다고 하더라고요. 그래서 여기서 나오는 에피소드들 중에 단순 선과 악 이런 거에서 끝나는 게 아니라 정말 정의는 무엇인지 이것에 대해서 좀 더 깊게 다루는데요. 두 번째 책 같은 경우는 폭력과 비폭력에 관련된 얘기를 다루는데요. 여기서 주인공 체이스가 자기가 옳다고 생각하는 것을 실천하면서 진정한 용기는 무엇인지에 대해서도 좀 깊게 다뤄요. 그러니까 이게 단순 너무 재밌고 유쾌하고 막 농담하고 이런 얘기만 담긴 게 아니라 여기 책 안에서 아이들이 성장하면서 진정 중요하게 생각하는 것이 무엇인지까지 두루두루 다루기 때문에 많은 선생님들이 추천도서로 선정한 책이 아닌가 싶기도 해요. 그리고 시리즈가 한 권, 두 권 이제 늘어날 때마다 항상 우리의 체이스는 위기에 닥쳐요. 그래서 그거를 우리 친구가 어떻게 해결해 나가는지 우리 독자들이 이제 이 체이스의 행동을 통해서 다양한 생각을 하겠죠. 지금 우리나라에서는 번역서가 3권까지 이제 출간이 되어 있고요. 영어 원서는 총 12권까지 나와 있습니다. 마커스 에머슨 작가랑 이제 인터뷰를 하면서 느꼈던 점이 정말 굉장히 유쾌하고 되게 재밌게 살려고 노력을 하는구나. 그래야 책도 되게 재밌게 쓸 수 있고 쓰는 사람이 재밌어야 읽는 사람도 재밌지 않겠냐 이런 얘기를 할 때 제가 예전에 그 인터뷰를 봤던 루이스 사커라고 호스를 집필하셨던 분이 계신데 그분의 인터뷰에서도 그런 얘기를 하셨거든요. 내가 즐겁게 집필을 해야 이 책을 읽는 아이들도 즐겁지 않겠냐. 그래서 이런 마음으로 써서 그런지 이 책 시리즈가 많은 사랑을 받았던 것 같아요. 그래서 이번 기회에 우리나라 아이들도 책을 너무 어렵게만 느낀다거나 아니면 요즘 재밌는 책이 뭐가 있을까 이런 걸 찾는 아이들에게 적극 추천하고 싶어요. 제가 너무 오랜만에 영어를 썼더라고요. Oh my goodness! 물론 집에서 뭐 아이랑 뭐 간단하게 생활 영어를 쓰긴 하는데 정말 이렇게 대대적으로 누군가 제3자와 함께 그렇게 대화를 나눈 게 너무 오랜만이에요. We got this! 한국에 돌아온 지 또 너무나도 오래됐죠. 벌써 20년이 다 되어 가니까. Shall we drink water before? Water?
Okay, no, I have water too.
제가 한글 자막이랑 영어 자막 2개 다 담았어요. 근데 제가 막 전문 번역가는 아니어서 최대한 의역을 했는데요. 이 점 감안해 주시길 바라고요. Good word. 그럼 지금부터 저자와의 인터뷰 영상 띄워볼게요. Hi Marcus!
Hi.
I am so excited to have an interview with you and thank you so much for your time.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Before I ask for more questions, would you like to give yourself a brief introduction?
My name is Marcus Emerson. I'm the author and illustrator of Diary of a Sixth Grade Ninja.
This is the first book that's being published in Korea, right?
Yes. I'm very excited too.
Yeah, when did you write this book? When did you come up with this idea?
I wrote this book, I came up with the idea about 10 years ago. I wrote it over a couple of months.
For how long? How long did it take you to write?
This book took me about 2 months to write, and it took me about a month to draw.
Super fast. Oh my
It's a little
goodness.
fast. I work really fast, yes.
Oh yeah? I saw your drawings and how you work with your storylines and all. It was very, very impressive. Do you still have
Thank
those?
Yeah, they're in a box somewhere over here. I don't know where they are, but I do have those. So I used to draw with pen, and now I just draw with computer stuff.
So do you still go through those process when you work on your new books? Same style?
Yes, it takes a little bit longer to write my books now because they're all a little bit longer, but it's the same style, it's the same process of sketching and inking and drawing and then putting them into the text of the books.
That's awesome. So where do you get those ideas?
So with those ideas, I watch a lot of cartoons. I read a lot of comic books, and I play with my kids a lot. So it's kind of everything. We don't write together, but a lot of times we'll play games where there's imagination, and they'll make funny jokes that I'll have to take a note about what the joke is. There's a lot of daydreaming when I try to come up with a story. When I come up with a story for this book here, I try to think about what would Chase have to do that would be just so silly. That would be just the craziest thing to put him through. Like, what can I do to him in the next book that's just going to make him crazy and have to teach a lesson and he'll have to save the day. So that's kind of where I come up with all the ideas. I'm very immature, that's why.
Hey, we are all immature. We should live like that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right.
This question was stuck in my head for a long time, and I wasn't sure if I should ask you the question or not. But here's the thing, in Korea, Korean kids are so stressed out about their academic work. They have to get everything perfect. When teachers, parents introduce them the books, it has to be something very serious and classics and something will help you to gain your knowledge and all that. For me, reading is always fun and I really appreciate the author's point of view. But in America, kids read for fun. It is allowed. I mean, well, when you go to high school, you have to read Great Gatsby and you have to write essays. But it could be fun, but for some people, they might hate the book at the end. I think in Korea, they feel like the books are not educational. They shouldn't read it. It's a waste of their time.
Okay.
And what do you think of that?
When I was a kid, we didn't really have a lot of fun books. We didn't have Diary of
Wimpy Kid.
I don't know. Yeah, we didn't have any of that stuff. But when I was in school, we would have to read, like White Fang or like a lot of that kind of stuff, which it's important, but it wasn't fun for me. So when I write my books now, it's exactly that. I want to write the books that my 10-year-old self, like that I wanted to read when I was a kid. And I think it's very important because I believe that reading for kids is very, very important. I think that every kid should learn to love to read, but they don't all love reading. But when I hear parents come to me and tell me that their kid didn't like to read until they read my book, it makes me so happy to hear because I feel like reading is one of the most important things that you can do, especially at a young age. And if you can find a book that you love to read, then it's so easy to go find another book that you want to love to read, and then another book. And then eventually you just develop this love of reading, and it's this whole new world that is very hard to introduce to kids unless you get them the right books. Reading is so important, and I feel like creativity and imagination is so important in growing up and developing into the person that you're going to become. And it's okay to have a break sometimes to just laugh and enjoy life and have a sense of humor about stuff and to have fun. So I think that there's a place for the serious books, and then there's a place for the not serious books too. My 13-year-old, he hates to read. Okay, he's a boy. I would try to give him Goosebumps, and I would try to give him Captain Underpants and other things. But it wasn't until I gave him Garfield, and then all of a sudden he loved to read it. He loved it. It was so short and it was so easy, and it was the perfect introduction for him to start reading more stuff that he liked. And that's really my goal with my books, is to be easy enough for kids to get into and funny enough that they want to keep reading it, that when they're done, they want to read the next book or they want to read another book.
That's great. Oh, so you have 13-year-old son, and I have a son too. He's 13.
13, really? Wow.
And how many kids do you have? You have 3?
I have 6.
What?
I have 6 kids.
Excuse me?
I have 6 kids. My oldest is a girl. She's 14. My second oldest is a boy. He's 13. And then we have another boy who's 11. And another boy who's 7. And another boy who's 4. And another boy who's 9 days old.
9 days old!
He's so tiny.
Oh my goodness! You have 6 kids. Oh my goodness. I have a friend who has 5, and you beat them. No wonder you can have so many imaginations, because you have so many kids to talk to and get their ideas right into your books.
Yes,
Awesome.
Exactly. It's so much fun. I get to go play outside and pretend that we're Jedi, pretend we're playing Star Wars.
Have fun. Let's dive into your new book. What is the key theme and message in this book?
So the key theme of this book is to do the right thing all the time, no matter what. Even when other people aren't doing the right thing, like it's important for Chase to stand up against what everybody else is doing and do the right thing, even if it's the hardest thing to do. That's what I want readers to take away from this book. To be the hero means to do the right thing every time, or to try to do the right thing.
What were the key challenges you faced when writing books?
The challenges that I faced when writing this book were trying to keep it lighthearted, trying to keep it funny, but also make it serious. Have there be a very, very important lesson at the end. It's hard to balance that sometimes with kids' books, because you can go too far and be too funny the whole time, and then there's no lesson, or you can go too serious the whole time, and then it's just a very sad book. I don't want it to be boring at all. So that was the biggest challenge for all of these books, actually. I'm happy with the balance.
I'm happy with the balance too. Here are some more silly questions that will help us know you better as a person.
Yes.
Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, tea or coffee?
I used to drink tea a long time ago, and then as I got older, I switched to coffee because it's stronger.
Same here. Okay, Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi, Diet Pepsi. I drink Diet Pepsi like water.
What about Dr. Pepper?
So Diet Dr. Pepper is my favorite drink. I like that more than Diet Pepsi.
Do you know that it's not real flavor? They just made it up as a chemical. There's no such a thing as those mixed flavors. It's just brand new. There's no such a thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so bad for you then.
Oh, no, it's not. Surprisingly, it's not. That's why it became so popular. I'm reading this book by John Green right now, the Anthropocene Reviewed. It's really good. You should try reading it. He talks about Dr. Pepper.
Brand new flavor that they just created.
Yeah. And he mentions that because there's no such a flavor or scent, and here it is. We, as a human being, made this flavor. Isn't that
That's
amazing?
incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And maybe that's why I like it so much, because nothing tastes like it. So
Exactly. But I don't like that though.
you don't like Dr. Pepper? Oh no.
I never
What do you
drink
think,
it.
like Coke or Pepsi?
Oh, I don't drink Cokes or Pepsi.
Really?
No, I try not to. I prefer coffee instead.
Really?
So
Okay.
when you eat pizza, you need Coke, right?
Yeah.
I drink coffee.
You drink coffee with pizza? Oh, I don't know if I can do that.
Well, afterwards, because if I feel like pizza is still greasy, so I need to, shove it down the greasiness.
Yes.
Okay.
With hot coffee or cold coffee?
Always hot.
Hot coffee, okay.
But when I
You
go
like-
to
you like,
Starbucks, it's always cold.
Really? Oh, when you go to Starbucks?
Yeah.
So do you like, is it okay? I'm asking you questions now. Do you like lattes and cappuccinos?
I only drink Frappuccinos.
Really?
Because
I love
that's,
Frappuccino.
yeah, I love it. Because I cannot make it at home. Are you a morning person or night owl?
I'm a night owl. I've tried to be a morning person. I've tried to get up for, many, many days in a row. But it just, I can't do it. It takes a long time for me to wake up, which is probably why I don't get up and start writing right away. When I'm writing or when I'm drawing, I feel like I can go into the night until, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes if I need to, very easily, instead of getting up early and trying that.
What did you major in university?
I majored in graphic design.
So it's always that way. Your path
Yes.
was already, you're destined.
It is. So, as a kid, I wanted to be a comic book artist. And then when I went to school, I studied logos and I studied paid book layout and I studied, that kind of stuff, branding. So it was really easy when I started writing my books. I knew how to lay out those pages and I knew how to draw the pictures and I knew how to do all of that before I even started.
Do you prefer reading paper book or ebook?
Paper book, always. Yeah, I like having something in my hand. I've tried reading ebooks, but it's just not the same, I can't fold the page down and then close the book. I love to write in my books too sometimes. I take notes. But really what I love to do is I love to read a book and then close it and then just leave it on the coffee table and then come back to it whenever I want to. I like the smell of books too better.
Wine or beer?
I don't do either. I don't drink any alcohol.
Oh, wow.
It gives me a headache. Any kind of alcohol gives me a headache right away, so I just try to stay away from it. I just drink Diet Pepsi or Diet Dr. Pepper. That's all.
Oh, how neat. Save
It's
lots of money there.
yeah.
Cats or dogs?
I'm allergic to cats, so dogs.
Do you have any dogs?
No, we don't have dogs. My wife doesn't want any dogs. I mean, we have 6 kids, so a
True.
dog here.
Yeah,
just
that's too much work.
crazy.
Too much. Okay. Pancakes or waffles?
A waffle is like a dessert, and I have to say I like waffles better because you can put ice cream and you can put different kind of fruit on there, and it feels like a treat instead of breakfast.
Oh, so you have pancakes for breakfast. If you want to have a treat, you have waffles.
Yes.
All right, how shall we end?
Do I have to do that? That's a thing, right? That's a Korean. That's one. That one.
Yeah. 사랑해요. 네. Thank you again for your time, and I really enjoyed getting to know you. I wish you the best of luck with your books.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been a lot of fun for me too.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and have fun with your kids and writing and all. Great wishes to your wife. She's great. 6 kids mom. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey.
오늘 영상 통해서 마커스 에머슨 작가의 6학년 복면클럽 소개해드리면서 작가와의 인터뷰도 담아봤어요. 우리나라 아이들도 미국에 있는 친구들처럼 책을 부담 없이 재미있게 읽어나갈 수 있길 바라겠습니다. 끝까지 시청해주셔서 감사드립니다. 저는 또 다른 영상으로 찾아뵙겠습니다. 모두 건강하세요. 감사합니다.